Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Yeah, welcome to the Fan Cave and another edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. Bob Pompeani, Andrew Fillipponi. We're here taking your calls and tweets at 412-575-2600. That's the number of the Bordas and Bordas hotline. You can also tweet at KD Pomp at The Pony Show. So we have Duquesne in action tonight, Andrew. We're going to show some highlights later, but overall, a game that Duquesne came raging back into. They were down by 19 points. Then they go on a late run that puts them within 2 points, and they ended up losing, kind of similar to what Pitt did last night against Duke. But at the same time, Duquesne has made strides, big strides. Dayton's pretty good. I would venture to say that Dayton is a team that could end up winning the national championship, and I don't think that'd be a stretch.
Can I take your money, or are we going to leave that to FanDuel? Because I would absolutely take you on there.
It is the most wide open NCAA field I think I've seen in a long time. And
well,
I don't see why Dayton wouldn't be considered part of that team.
There's not a Zion Williamson, Barrett, Duke team with the great one-and-done players. You also don't have a veteran team made up of guys like Virginia had last year that had, they were trying to exorcise the demons from losing to a 16 seed the year before. Bob, I feel like you got two local teams in Duquesne and Pitt that are on the precipice of something, right? And you can feel the momentum that both of those teams are very close to accomplishing what the coaches, the respective coaches, Dan Barot and Capel, have set out to do, and that's return these programs to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and I think Pitt is really on that right track, specifically because this is year 2 for Capel. He's got a team that's entirely coming back. He's got some nice big men coming in. Guard play is very big. They got some outstanding guards, and we saw Audis Tony last night do something that he hasn't done in his career, and that's 27 points. The problem with that was they got sloppy in the beginning, fell behind. They came back late. One thing about them, they should have beaten Louisville. They beat North Carolina twice. They beat Florida State. They were in position to beat Duke last night. That is, and I know moral wins are moral wins, but still.
Do you believe in them?
For young teams that were 0-18 not too long ago, yes, I do. But I also think you got to crack that code a little bit too. You got to make sure you win some of these games, and they have. Yeah. But they need to now. From this point forward until the end of the regular season, they have some winnable games in conference, and I think then you need to complete the deal. You got to win these games. You can't just get close and say, "Well, we were close." No, Miami is that next. Miami on Sunday. That's a team you got to beat here at home, and I think if they do that, they could put themselves in a nice position.
Yeah, I think for both teams, the NIT, which is usually a horrible consolation prize, it's like a 6-6 or 7-5 team going to one of these .com or ridiculous name bowls. But for programs that are trying to build towards something, I think it would be positive. It would be progress, really, Bob, for either school. I think it is still a moral victory season where you can find silver linings and losses for Pitt. And I guess Duquesne, that's gone for more than 40 years without an NCAA tournament appearance. But I think for both programs, there's going to be expectations next year. And that can be a hard thing to play with, when you're actually expected to win, when the bullseye is on you and not the other way around.
Yeah, but I think it's a good thing. It's progress for both
I like
programs.
both coaches.
I do too, and I think they've had their way of turning things around. It's not easy. Both of those situations were kind of dire at the time. All right, the football interesting talk today surrounded around Deion Sanders, who, as you know, is already in the Hall of Fame. He was on making his rounds, Dan Patrick radio show, and the topic of Hall of Famers came up. He is of the belief that too many people are being enshrined into the Hall of Fame. He thinks it should be reserved for only the, quote, difference makers, the people who when you look at their resumes, you say absolutely can't miss. I do think he's wrong. My opinion is Deion Sanders was never that person. He was tremendous cover guy, special teams, all of that. Not very good against the run. There were deficiencies in his game, I thought. And for him to start now all of a sudden with this campaign or crusade that, hey, this is not the Hall of Very Good, you shouldn't be in. He specifically referenced Eli Manning. Even though he didn't mention his name directly, I think that's what he was referring to, which I understand in that case. But what's your take on him?
On Deion Sanders or on the Hall of Fame?
On Deion Sanders.
I think Deion Sanders is full of hot air. I don't have a lot of use for him. I think some of the things he said about Antonio Brown versus Ben Roethlisberger, history is going to show that he was on the wrong side of that debate. So he is not, Bob, the best messenger of a point that I absolutely agree with. I mean, to me, the Hall of Fame was not created for Jim Brown and, eventually Frank Gore, let's say, to be enshrined and canonized in the same place. I don't think Dan Fouts and Johnny Unitas should be in the same place together. I do think it's watered down. I do think it takes away the top 100 list that came out this year, Bob. I thought was a better barometer of who the true best of the best are in NFL history.
Still, only 1% of those who ever played are in it, so I still think there are a lot of guys in there who deserve to be in there, and I would never go against them and say, hey, you don't belong if they're voted in. That panel spends time, they go over it, and I think if you eventually get the nod, then you're a Hall of Famer. So I disagree with him on that. We have a lot to get into, and we will. Antonio Brown, is he a Hall of Famer? Because eventually he's going to be judged. What will happen with AB? Because he's still making news even today, one day after he's out.
Kevin Hart.
The Kevin Hart
permission.
obligation. And all of a sudden now he's out with his ankle monitor and he's not under house arrest. We'll get into that and more. Duquesne highlights and your calls. It's 412-575-2600 right here live on Pittsburgh CW.